Good evening. You're listening to Myth and Miss Podcast, your one-stop shop for thrillers, chillers, and killers of the Pacific Northwest. I'm Haley.
I'm Genevieve.
Thanks for tuning in. Was that right?
Yeah.
Did I add something?
I think you added the word podcast.
Okay.
But who cares? It is a
It is a
podcast.
I felt wrong, but
No.
I think I said it mostly right.
It felt wrong, but it sounded right.
Okay.
Because it was right.
All right.
You did it.
Well, hello. Good evening. Good evening, folks.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
As you said, this episode will be airing January 26th.
I think. Don't come at me if I'm wrong, listeners. But
If she's wrong, she's wrong. But if she's not wrong, then this episode will be airing on the anniversary of the 2020 helicopter crash that killed NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna and 7 others in Calabasas, California.
How many years ago was that?
That was 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
2020.
Wait, that was 2020?
It was 2020.
Wow, what a year.
What a fucked up
What
year.
month? So January of 2020.
So that must have been right before COVID, because the shit hit the fan in like March.
Yeah. Yeah, I turned 30 that year, and we rented an Airbnb. My birthday's March 22nd, and we rented an Airbnb, and at that time, it was like, should we go, should we not? Well, it's like a little questionable, but at least we'll be isolated, like going to the mountain. So we went, but like that week / weekend, like shit hit the fan. It was weird.
Well, and that was the time too where everybody was like, it's on the surfaces, don't touch anything, you gotta watch. And so you're like, oh my god, I'm staying in a fucking Airbnb, which is like a communal everything.
Yep.
So I got like protocol, I don't even know, I guess everything I touch I have to wipe it down before and after. Oh god, what a time.
Worst year to turn 30.
Yeah, that's fucked. I turned 29 that year.
Nice.
Which was also just what a horrible year,
What a
2020,
horrible year.
for so many reasons.
Yeah.
Horrible year. But yeah, January 26th.
We are here now
Here
in
we
the
are.
year of 2026.
So it'll be airing January 26th of 2026.
Wow.
Cool.
26.
6 years later. That was 6 years ago.
That's wild.
So crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Time flies.
Time flies.
You're not a sports bro. You're not a Kobe fan.
No. No. I don't know anything. I don't know if he was sus or not. I have no idea. I feel like there were allegations.
Yeah, there were some rape allegations.
Okay.
He was a little sus.
All right.
Yeah.
Well then, good riddance. But his daughter shouldn't have died. That's tragic.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
and also maybe he was innocent. I don't know. Was there a trial? I need to look into this.
I don't know the details.
I don't either. If it's sports, unless it's OJ, it's like boring to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
same.
I guess I could look into it. But I should actually look into that because I want to know if those were substantiated or if he was convicted of anything, actually. Because I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
I just know that he died in a helicopter crash, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, January.
Any big January plans?
Nope. I got nothing.
Jordan and I's anniversary, our wedding anniversary, is January 29th. And for that, we usually go to the coast.
Oh my God.
So
if you want to go to the one that I stayed at.
I looked into it, and when I looked into it, the entire next 2 months were blacked out.
Oh, weird.
I don't know if maybe they open them up at a certain point. I don't know. But we are actually very lucky, and we have a couple of friends whose grandma owns a beach house in Lincoln City. So
Lincoln City.
we usually just go to their beach house.
So nice.
Yeah, it's so great. I feel really lucky to be able to do that. So that's what we're going to do on the 29th.
Gotta
Looking
have
forward
those
to it.
contacts, man. The
Yeah.
beach house contacts.
I know. Someday my goal is to be the friend with a beach house. Or,
Oh,
you know,
man.
I don't know if I would rather, if I had to choose between like, if I was gonna like if I was going to have a vacation home, I don't know if I would choose, hypothetically, a beach house on the coast or a mountain cabin like on Mount Hood. What would you choose?
Beach house all the way.
You think so? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just feel really calm.
Yeah.
The mountains and the woods make me feel a little cagey, but the
Okay.
ocean makes me feel so calm. I
That makes
can't
sense.
explain it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like the tide connect. This is going to sound woo-woo and dumb, so don't come for me. But I just feel like the tide. I feel like I'm being rocked.
Yeah.
Like it feels very like connected to
Absolutely.
my body.
Yeah. I mean, people
And
fall
just,
asleep
like-
to that. Like, it's calming. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just like, I don't know. I feel like and I'm not a water, so I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm a water
Interesting.
moon. My moon, or no. My rising is a water.
I have no idea what that means, what rising means.
So do you know what time of day you were born? Oh my God, we got to figure this out.
Someone asked me, okay, so this comes up, I don't know, maybe like once a year, and then I'll text my mom and ask her, and she'll tell me, but I never remember otherwise. I respect astrology as a belief system for people. I don't personally believe in it, but that doesn't mean that it's not real. And
I
it
don't know
is
if it is or it
something
isn't.
that I respect.
I like
for other
finding the
people's
little
beliefs.
connections that I
Yeah.
feel like they're the ones that are applicable to me and the people that I know and care about, and then the rest of it can fuck right off. I don't know.
I love that. I love anything that can provide insight to your life, your history, your past, your future.
Yeah, and it's also just vague enough too that it's like,
Yeah.
if you're this sign, you occasionally get angry.
Yeah.
And you're like, I do occasionally get angry. That's right. I do relate to that.
I know that I'm Aries and that I never relate to memes on social media about Aries.
I bet you've got a lot of earth in your chart.
Maybe. That's what I would think. But if you look at graphics and memes on social media about Aries, it's like, it's not.
Well, it's because we don't
that.
know what your moon and your rising are.
Maybe that's it.
That they're very telling.
My mom is listening probably. If you're listening,
write
in. Let us know what my moon rising sign is.
Let us know what time Haley was born and in which state and
I know that part.
Oh, you probably know that.
I know where it was born. I just don't know when. I know what day.
You need to tell us when she was born so that we can do a little chart for her and figure out what her moon and her rising are.
Yeah.
We got to figure this out.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I'm a Libra sun, Scorpio rising, Aries moon.
Okay. Do you, like, off the top of your head, can you, like, be like, this is what this means?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No. I just know that every time I tell somebody that I'm a Libra, they're like, I thought you were a Scorpio. And then I'm like, well, I'm a Scorpio rising. And then they're like, that makes sense. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then I tell them I'm an Aries moon, and they're like, ooh.
What, like, my main sign, I think, whatever that means is, I think maybe my main sign is Aries. Does that?
Maybe being an Aries sun is fine, but being an Aries moon is fucked up. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know.
Okay. If you're an
If you're into astrology, will you tell us what any
But
of
that's
this
not
means?
an astrologer, is it?
Yeah.
Astrologer?
Astrologer.
Astronomer. Okay. Okay.
Astronomer is science.
I'm back on.
Astrology is magic.
Okay. If you are a magician, please message us and let us know.
Let us know what's going on. And also Haley's mom, please let us know when she was born so we can have fun with her chart.
Yeah. Okay. What are you going to tell us about today?
I am going to tell you about, you need to open that because I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Oh. It's just popped right up. Look at that.
That seem right?
It does.
Yay.
This is a batshit one, and I'm just now realizing that I forgot to do trigger warnings for our last episode, so I do apologize for that. I feel like in general, when you're talking about true crime, it's just safe to assume that it's gonna suck. And any of this shit is fair game, honestly. Yeah. So I will try to do better about doing content warnings, but in the off chance that I forget, none of this shit is fun. It's all horrible. So,
but we all have fun listening.
We all have fun listening. It is escapism. Yeah. But
unfun, but fun. Trigger warning.
Escapism. You know, it's really crazy because I was talking to my mom recently about, I don't remember what. She was like, what do you do today? And I was like, well, I listen to this podcast about, this horrible thing or whatever. And she was like, I don't know how you listen to that all the time. All you do is listen to really scary, horrible things. And why doesn't that make you depressed? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But pretty much every non-male person that I know enjoys listening to crime-related media.
Yeah.
Not that they think it's funny or are making light of it or anything, but it's just informative and interesting, and I don't know. It makes you feel like the more you consume, the more prepared you feel.
Yeah.
To kind of deal with real world scary situations because you've already digested it to a degree.
Yeah. And also it's probably the same reason why people love horror movies and stuff. It's a form of escapism. It's a way to get your adrenaline going and your brain firing in ways that are scary but also safe. In your body that you're safe while you're listening.
Totally. And I think it is also, I don't know, if you're a sheltered person, it kind of helps desensitize you a little bit. Yeah. If you're not a sheltered person, it makes you feel like your experiences are a little bit more mainstream or a little bit more commonplace. Yeah. So you don't feel as isolated. I know for me, with my experiences with sexual assault, it's very comforting to read and hear about all of these things because it makes you feel like it happens regularly, which is horrible, but it also makes you feel less alone in your experience.
Sure, yeah.
So, I don't know. I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry. I'm coming back now. But needless to say, if I do forget to do a trigger warning, I think it's just safe to assume that if any of this stuff is going to trigger you to the point where you're not going to be okay, you should probably not be listening. So that's my disclaimer.
Trigger warning. This is a true crime podcast.
This is a true crime podcast. It's never fun. It's always fucked up. But that being said, we're going to dive right in to this batshit case. Batshit fucking case that's gonna blow your mind. Okay. Sip, sip, sip.
Sippy sip.
So, we are starting on April 18th, 2001. We are going to be at the Seattle airport for the beginning of this episode, of this story. On April 18, 2001, Greg and Teresa Hyman arrived in Seattle to visit Greg's 64-year-old father, Jerry, and his 89-year-old grandmother, Evelyn. They got off the plane. They left. They went to arrivals, and they waited for Jerry to pick them up. And they waited, and waited, and waited,
what a nightmare.
and waited. And Jerry did not come.
Aww.
So, a little bit about Jerry. He had recently been diagnosed, not super recently, but within the last year had been diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer. He was also the sole caregiver of his 89-year-old mother, and she had dementia, severe dementia. She was also mostly bound to a wheelchair. So obviously, Greg and Teresa are worried. They're like, he's got terminal cancer. She's got terminal Alzheimer's, dementia, wheelchair bound. But his dad was very, very reliable. So they're like, something's up if he's not here. They tried calling. He didn't pick up. So they say, fuck it. They get in a cab and they go straight to the house. When they got there, the house was locked. But his car was in the driveway. So they knocked and they knocked and they got no answer. So Greg says, fuck it. And he just breaks the window, goes in, unlocks the front door for Teresa. She comes in. Inside, there is absolutely no sign of Jerry, his dad. But Evelyn, his grandmother, sat in her wheelchair, which was covered in blood. She was dehydrated, barely conscious, wearing a soiled diaper, and eating pages out of a phone book.
Oh my God.
Because she was literally starving, and that was the only thing she could reach.
Aww.
And they had no idea how long she'd been there.
Holy shit.
Greg immediately called 911. He called an ambulance. Evelyn was taken to the hospital, and police tried to piece together what the fuck had gone on in that house. There was blood everywhere, all over the walls. There was actually blood and brain and skeletal matter on the ceiling.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
So it was very clear that something horrible had happened in that house. In addition to all those horrible things, the house looked like it had been stripped. So, like, all the valuables were missing. A lot of the furniture was missing. Jerry's checkbook was missing. And all fingers pointed immediately towards one person. Barbara Opel.
Barbara Opel.
Barbara Opel. So who is this bitch? Okay. Well, Barbara Marie Opel was born May 16th, 1963. And I couldn't find really anything on her childhood other than she grew up very poor. And unfortunately, that hardship kind of followed her into her adulthood. She struggled financially her entire life. By 2000, she was a single mother of 3 children. She had a 13-year-old daughter named Heather, an 11-year-old son named Derek, and a 7-year-old daughter named Tiffany. She was struggling. She constantly couldn't make rent. She was working odd jobs. She couldn't hold jobs. And so she developed a habit of moving before she could be evicted, which led to her family moving 22 times in 7 years. She'd just move when she couldn't pay the rent. She'd be like, I'll cut you to the chase, and before they could evict her, they'd go somewhere else. I don't know how she kept getting apartments, but somehow she did. She also had a criminal history, no felonies, I don't believe, but like misdemeanor theft, and I think like fraud, like credit card fraud.
Okay.
So in 2000, she moved to Everett, Washington. Her kids somehow seemed to be doing okay despite having a really unstable living situation. Her oldest, Heather, in particular, excelled in school. She was a really good student. She was really smart. She had lots of friends. She played sports. She loved basketball. She was really good at basketball. So now enter Jerry Hyman, who was a fixture of the community. He also lived in Everett. And he had a reputation of just being this like benevolent, sweet guy, like the guy you'd go to if you needed help. He spent 30 years, he spent 30 years, working for Boeing, which obviously is major American multinational aerospace corporation. It designs and manufactures planes. So like a lot of the planes that we fly on commercially are Boeing's.
I think it's so cool that not cool. I don't know if cool is the right word, but people a generation before us could hold these jobs for 30 years versus now it's so fucking hard because people get laid off all the goddamn time.
I think that in a lot of the trades,
Yeah,
it's still pretty, like, because Daniel works in welding, and
Sure.
he talks about, even at the last corporation that he worked for, which was shit, he's like, there were guys that worked there for like 25 years.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know how they did it. But especially in the trades, I think that's still pretty common. Like,
Yeah.
now, a lot of shit is just AI. Like, you
Yeah.
just get fired because AI can do your job.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna, yeah. I don't know if listeners, I don't know if you can hear our dog Lola on the couch. She is such a loud sleeper and she is snoring and dreaming.
Oh, that's
so
her dreaming. I
loud.
was
Yeah.
like, why is she so sad? No, she's dreaming. She's probably chasing a squirrel or something.
She always sounds so sad in her dreams. But who knows?
It's forlorn. She's probably predicting how the story's going to go, honestly.
Oh wait, no, she's not sleeping. She's awake. Lola, you're okay. I couldn't see her face. I thought she was snoring.
either. Lola, what's your eye? Oh, you're okay.
You're fine. Sorry. This is a living room operation.
It's a living room
and-
operation. Y'all need to chill out.
Yeah, they're dogs.
There's dogs, and sometimes they make noises
Yeah.
because they're dogs. Calm down.
Anyway.
Anyway, so he worked for Boeing for forever, so he had a pension from that. He retired. He was very generous. He even donated to help build a community basketball court, which is where I believe he met Barbara and her family, because her daughter loved playing basketball. So they met. She gave him her sob story, and being the absolute sweetheart that he was, he offered her a job pretty much on the spot. Because, like I said, he had just been diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer. He had actually declined treatment for the cancer. He was just going to let nature run its course. He was like, I'm not interested. And he just wanted to live out his days peacefully, caring for his elderly mother, Evelyn, who again had dementia. She had advanced Alzheimer's. She wasn't really mobile. She needed round-the-clock care. But as his own body kind of started to decline, he was like, I need help. It was a little bit more than he could handle. So he offered Barbara on the spot a live-in care position. So she'd take care of Evelyn in exchange for lodging in the basement, because they had a 3-story house. So they had a finished basement, and then a main floor, and then an upstairs. So he was like, I'll live upstairs. I'll be out of your way. You won't hardly ever see me. Main floor is for my mom. Kitchen where you can cook whatever. And then the basement will be for you and your kids. You can have the whole place.
Wow.
And he was also paying her a salary as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty generous offer for someone you just met.
Yeah.
So they moved in right away, and Jerry and Barbara's kids bonded really fast. He was super sweet to them. He would give them rides to school. He would help them with their homework. They even ended up calling Evelyn Grandma, which is sweet and really sad. So for a little bit, everything was cool. Barbara's taking care of Evelyn. The kids are settling in, adapting really quickly because they've had to adapt already so much in their lives. But even though she acted grateful initially, Barbara got weird really fast. She said she wasn't making enough money. They didn't have enough space. She was actually offended that they had to live in the basement. Whatever. Pretty ungrateful, since I think by any standard, Jerry was very generous and kind to them, but I don't know. I guess she felt underappreciated for whatever reason. She felt like there was too much weight on her shoulders. She didn't feel like she was getting compensated appropriately. Whatever. I don't know what her deal was. Instead of going to Jerry with these concerns, she just acted nice to his face, and then to her kids she was just vile. She was just like spewing shit. She was pissed off all the time. The resentment festered until it was literally all she could talk about. Like how much she hated Jerry. He was so selfish. He was cheap. He was taking advantage of them. She would bitch to her children anytime she could because she didn't have any friends. Mm-hmm. And so eventually her kids just started to agree, you know, because they're young and impressionable. It's their mom. It's their authority figure. So she would just fill them with this. She just talk shit all the time, and eventually they were like, yeah, you're right, fuck him, he's the worst. Pretty soon the whole family was like a running thing, like not a joke but an opinion, like they all hated and resented him. So she effectively turned her whole family against this guy who was putting them up,
housing them.
So what does she do? She starts neglecting Evelyn. I don't know, to get back at Jerry
for her job.
Yes, she starts neglecting this 89-year-old woman with dementia that she's getting paid to care for no reason. It's ridiculous and horrible. She would leave her without water or food. She would deprive her of her medication. She stopped bathing her. So at a point, she's really only taking care of her when Jerry's actually there to like supervise. If he's not there, she's like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. She also started spending his money on herself. She decided that because she felt she wasn't getting paid appropriately, she could just use his checkbook. She could steal his cash. She could borrow his car. She also started letting her oldest daughter, Heather, and Heather's friends throw a party in Jerry's house if he wasn't home. And she'd encourage them to drink. She'd buy them alcohol. She'd buy them weed. She'd let Heather and Heather's 17-year-old boyfriend hook up in her room. Heather's 13, by the way.
Ew.
17, 13. It's gross.
It's gross. Yeah, that's so gross.
Why are you encouraging this? Just inappropriate, weird behavior. Mm-hmm. So Jerry finds out about all of this shady shit that Barbara's doing and basically sits her down and says, listen, you need to stop or you're going to have to move out. This is not acceptable. I think he probably gave her more chances than he would have maybe if it wasn't for the kids, but he genuinely cared for them and had become attached to them and didn't want them to suffer or, God forbid, be homeless. So he allowed this twat to keep living under his roof, stealing from him, mistreating his elderly mom, which, again, he didn't know, but you get it.
Yeah.
So after this confrontation, Barbara lost it. God forbid this kind old man establish some boundaries when he's whatever. Okay, she's being crazy, but whatever. She's pissed. She's like, absolutely not. This is it. Last straw. So she devises a plan. She finds out, first of all, that Jerry has $40,000 in a savings account, which is like, he just sold a house. He had property elsewhere. He sold his house. He's got $40,000. And to her, she's like, oh my God, if I only had that $40,000, I'd be rich. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's just $40,000. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's a lot, but I don't know that it would necessarily solve all of your problems if you're a single mother with 3 kids.
I suspect that whatever is about to happen is not worth
$40,000. Agreed. So she's like, I'm going to kill Jerry Hyman, this sweet, lovely man who has given her and her kids a home. She decides she's going to kill him. She's going to take his money. Only she says, I don't want to do this myself. Instead, she goes to her 13-year-old daughter and her daughter's friends, and she says, look, you guys, I want you to kill this old man for me. So she calls over 14-year-old Miriam Oliver, Heather's boyfriend, who is 17-year-old Jeffrey Grote, and some acquaintances of theirs, 14-year-old Kyle Boston and his 12-year-old cousin. She gets all these kids together, and she says, hey, if you kill this guy, we'll be rich. We can buy whatever we want. We can share all the money. It'll be great.
$20,000.
And the kids say, you're fucking crazy. Fuck off. Just kidding. They say, great, okay.
Oh, no. Oh.
So she promises them different things too, like Jeffrey wants a car and new clothes. Heather wants a dirt bike. Miriam wants money for roller skating passes, like kid shit, you know? Like Barbara says, whatever you want. You just do what I say and you'll be living the good life.
Oh, it's sad to think what all these kids are like dealing with in their home lives, that this seems acceptable and a way out.
Yeah. And I mean, she's got Heather like locked in, and I think Heather was very persuasive. This is also a person of authority, being like, I'm telling you that this is okay, so it's okay. And I think she was very manipulative and very convincing. So she armed the kids with bats and a knife and told them exactly how she wanted it to go down. And on April 18th, 2001, that is exactly what happened. Jerry Hyman came through the front door with no idea what he was walking into. But no sooner had he stepped into the living room than Jeffrey Grote hit him in the head with a bat. Jerry stumbled and fell to the ground, and that's when all hell broke loose. Kyle, the 14-year-old, and his little 12-year-old cousin ran up with their miniature Seattle Mariners bats because I guess regular-sized bats were too heavy for them, so they had to use miniature bats because they're children. And they just start fucking wailing on him. Meanwhile, Heather stabs him repeatedly with a kitchen knife as he begs for his life.
This is making my stomach hurt. This is awful.
This blitz attack went on for several minutes before Miriam actually delivered the killing blow. And she swung the bat against his neck so hard it actually severed his spinal cord.
Holy fuck.
And now you may ask, where was Barbara this whole time? Where's she at? Well, she and her two younger kids were in the basement, where she listened to the whole thing go down, cheering them on, and shouting encouragement.
Ew.
It gets worse. Once Jerry was dead, brace yourself for this one, she came upstairs and proceeded to put her 11-year-old and her 7-year-old to work cleaning up the crime scene. I swear to God, you can't make this shit up. This is fucked. They then packed up everything of value, loaded it into a U-Haul she rented. Jerry's corpse was taken to Tulalip Indian Reservation, where she buried him in a shallow grave, and they just dipped. She wrote checks for the kids, started spending money like it was her damn job. She paid 6 months' rent up front for a huge duplex. She spent $8,000 in less than 24 hours.
40,000 is not going to last long. Oh, my God.
Oh, and also, yes, she just left Evelyn to rot alone in that house. Just left her there. She was thankfully arrested only about a week later when the U-Haul full of Jerry and Evelyn's stolen belongings was in an accident in Spokane. There was an accident, the cops were called, and they were like, oh, it's you. Yeah, we're going to need you to come down to the station.
The fuck's up in Spokane? Jesus.
Spokane, man. So she was detained. The whole family was taken in for questioning. Barbara maintained she had no idea what they were talking about. She said Jerry probably just left on his own, you know, without any of his medication or his mother. She was like, yeah, he probably just left. He was diagnosed with cancer. He probably just moved away.
As you do when you're diagnosed with cancer.
As you do when you have terminal cancer and a mother who requires 24-hour care. This idiot.
Oh, God.
But when the police started interviewing the kids, little Tiffany, bless her heart, she immediately cracked. And Barbara, Heather, Miriam, Jeffrey, Kyle, and Kyle's cousin were all arrested for aggravated first-degree murder. Barbara's trial was first. The prosecutor sought the death penalty due to the violent and just fucked up nature of the crime. which made her the first woman to ever be considered for the death penalty in Washington. She showed absolutely no emotion during trial, no remorse, nothing. Lights were on, no one was home. She changed her story multiple times. She first said she only asked the kids to beat Jerry up, and then later she switched and was like, actually, Heather was the mastermind. So she's pinning the whole thing on her 13-year-old daughter. Jury didn't buy it. Oh, and then she also said at one point it was self-defense because Jerry was abusive.
Was she ever diagnosed with mental disorder?
I don't know if she went under any sort of psychiatric evaluation. If I had to give her a diagnosis, I would call her narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, you'd think that all these kids would have to be, like, little psychopaths to go through with this, but that's such a rare diagnosis. I really think it was a case of, like, mob mentality.
Yeah.
And just, like,
listening to
she got in Heather's ear. And so once Heather was like, no, I'm saying it's okay and my mom says it's okay. Like, kids are so impressionable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it should come as no surprise that Barbara was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. And they also issued a no-contact order, so she's not allowed to have any contact with any of her children. Ever.
Good.
And then I'm just going to quickly go through the charges of the kids because honestly it's so depressing. I can't afford to linger on it. Just know that all of them, except for Kyle's cousin, the 12-year-old, were tried as adults. He was the only one that went to juvenile court. They all pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. So Jeffrey Grote, he was the oldest. He got 50 years. Eligible for parole, I believe, after 20. Heather also pleaded guilty. She received a minimum 22-year sentence. Miriam pleaded guilty, obviously, 22-year sentence. Kyle Boston, I said they all pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, whereas all the other ones pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. He received 18 years. And his little 12-year-old cousin was sentenced in juvenile court, and he was just so young, but he received the maximum, so he was released at 21 years old. They've all since been released, except for Barbara.
Okay.
And none of them have reoffended. They're just living their quiet little lives. I don't believe any of them served more than 20 years. Derek and Tiffany, the two youngins, both went into foster care. Tiffany was able to make a full recovery from her trauma, but Derek didn't do so well, and I think he had a lot of I believe there was some drug use, and he had a lot of trouble with the law as a result of, he was 11, so he probably remembers it better. And that is the psychotic tale of Barbara Opel.
That's awful. I hated every part of that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so sad that, I'm glad that they're all out now, but that's such a major part of their lives and like the major like developmental years. I can't imagine. I hope that they're all doing okay now. Like, I know it's fucked up that they went along with it to take someone's life, but at the same time, like, that was their the mother and like the parental figure.
I think she was highly, highly, highly manipulative. I think she knew exactly what she was doing. And I think that's the reason that she picked kids instead of trying to, first of all, she had no money to hire someone to do a hit. But I'm just like, man, how delusional. Like, what did you think? You dumb bitch. Like, like, if you had bothered to, like, listen to this person at all, you would know that they had other family. Like, did you just think that you were just going to kill him and throw his body wherever and leave his elderly mother just to die in the house and that no one would ever find them and it wouldn't come back. Like,
I doubt she was thinking that far ahead.
I don't think she was thinking at all because I think she's a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I just have to be petty for a second because she's so horrible. I got to troll this bitch. She is like, she looks like if you Googled inbred.
Oh, no.
She's a very unfortunate looking woman.
We'll share photos and probably
Like,
on
she
Instagram.
looks like she's made out of raw pizza dough.
Oh, my God.
I don't give a fuck. This bitch sucks. I'm gonna troll her. Her mouth doesn't close all the way. Her eyes are spinning off in two different directions, and she just looks like a fucking
I'm gonna look her up.
dumb
What
bitch.
is her last name again?
It's Barbara Opel, Opel. We'll wait.
Barbara Opel.
We'll wait, and we'll pour some Fernet.
Oh, yes, please. Shout out to This Is Why We Drink. I think that's what it's called. For the inspo.
Yeah.
Barbara Opel.
I don't know how you can hear about this shit without needing a little something.
Yeah. She looks like someone that I'm not surprised to hear this story about.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. Her kids are cute.
Yeah, it's so sad
It's so sad.
about her kids. Yeah, that's rough. That's awful. This whole story is awful.
I think we need to normalize trolling pieces of shit offenders who do horrible things because, like, it's all we have, you know?
Yeah, but don't troll everybody else. Just
No.
the awful people.
No, just the horrible people.
Yeah.
Don't troll people who are nice.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just troll the shitheads.
So many opportunities and people who are awful.
yeah,
online.
and they deserve to be made fun of because they suck. The awful
That's right.
ones.
So
And I'm going to start doing that with more regularity. So buckle up. It's about to get real catty.
not really related, but sort of. There is this little bitch of a dog that lives down the street from us, about like 5 houses down on the opposite side of the road. And it is like a little poodle mix, and it's the yappiest little shit. And it runs up and down the road, pissing and pooping on everyone's yard. And then when you go outside, it'll just like scream at you, but run away, like talk shit, but run away.
Whose dog is it?
Just like a house down the way. But we've named her, or him, I don't know. We named it Barbara. So it feels the same. Feels the same. I don't know. Shout out to all the good Barbaras out there. And I'm sorry if this offends you, but
I don't know any Barbaras. Do you know any Barbaras?
yeah, I know a couple, and they're good. I know that little shit of a Barbie down the street. It's not good.
What if you
but-
just went and knocked on the door and were like, listen, fuckhead?
Well, I don't know. Barbara's also like, she's like one of those like old ladies who's like kind of, she's been in the neighborhood for a while. She's on neighborhood watch. She's kind of a pain in the ass, and like, she sucks. But
Well, she doesn't own the neighborhood, though. One of these
Yeah.
days, Barbara's going to get her shit rocked by a bigger dog.
she runs away. She talks shit and runs away.
Well, that's because the other dogs are
Yeah.
on leashes, as they
Yeah.
should be.
Agreed.
Leash your
But-
dogs, dipshits.
Yeah. Yeah,
God.
agreed.
So sick of having this conversation with you guys in this
Hola.
stupid city. You're in a city.
Yeah.
Your dog should be on a leash. I don't
Leash
care.
your dogs in the city.
I don't care if it's nice. I don't care if it likes other dogs. I don't give a fuck. Put it on a leash
Agreed.
for everyone's sake. If it's in your yard, it's fine. If it leaves your yard, it has to be on a fucking leash. Over it.
Over it.
I have a vendetta against my neighbor in my building because she refuses to put her fucking standard poodle on a leash
It's always the poodle types.
in the building and around it. and it's gotten into it with Darby multiple times.
God. Well, you can't do anything. It's not your fault if they like. Well, it also sucks because it doesn't matter which dog wins or loses. A dog fight fucking sucks.
A dog fight fucking
It's so
sucks. And the
scary for
last time
everybody.
Daniel had to like put his arm in Darby's mouth because it was like fucking him up.
Oh my God.
Like Darby was like fucking up the poodle, and so he had to like put his arm in Darby's mouth to keep him from biting the dog because he didn't want the dog. It's not the dog's fault.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't want to get hurt, and his arm got all fucked up.
Aww.
And this stupid bitch.
Hope she's listening.
I hope she is fucking listening, and if she is, if it happens again, you're fucking done. I'm coming for you.
It's gonna write you a very strongly worded letter.
I'm gonna chin check your ass. I'm gonna fucking break your jaw. I'm so over it.
Leash your dog.
Leash your dogs. Jesus Christ. If you care about your dogs, leash your dogs.
Yeah, agreed.
Because it's not safe for them.
It's not safe. Well,
let's get spooky.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you tonight about Northern State Mental Hospital. Not a light subject.
Ooh, okay.
So sorry.
So this is actually extremely related to my story because Barbara Opel is clearly a psychopath.
Exactly.
Who should have been not exposed to the public.
Yes, exactly. Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Got a dog hair between my teeth. Okay,
Cute.
Here we go. Located about an hour and a half north of Seattle in the foothills of the North Cascades, the Northern State Mental Hospital operated from the early 1900s until 1973. It was built to relieve systemic strain after two pre-existing hospitals were becoming too overcrowded. A legislative act in 1909 established the State Hospital Farm for the Harmless Insane near the frontier town of Sedro-Woolley.
State Hospital Farm for the Harmless Insane.
Yes.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What is a harmless insane?
I think that mental
Would
health...
we be harmless insane?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Mental health care was terrible. I mean, it still is.
What? I'm sorry. What year was this for?
This is it was open from the 1900s until 1973, the early 1900s to 1973.
Well, damn, I feel like you could literally just say the wrong thing in the 1900s and like
exactly.
1910 you could say the wrong thing and they'd be like, all right, you're going in here.
In 1911, 101 patients arrived to assist with land clearing and building construction.
Oh, okay, so they were indentured servants.
Yes.
Okay.
A majority of the patients were immigrants from other countries, and the primary occupation among these patients was labor, but there were also farmers, loggers, sailors, painters, carpenters, and miners in the group. The main cause of admission was designated as unknown, but other common causes included alcoholism, exposure, financial trouble, hereditary ailments, love affairs, morphine addiction, religion, sunstroke, syphilis, and the worry.
What is the worry?
Anxiety.
Religion?
Though the law at the time...
Why isn't that still a law?
I know. I mean...
It should be now more than ever.
I know.
So basically, they're like, if you work in the trades and you've ever had a sip of alcohol, or if you've cheated on your partner, or if you ever feel anxiety,
or if
you need to go in here.
Or if there's any...
And we need to put you to work.
Or if... Yeah, exactly. Or if there's anything that makes you seem slightly outside of, like, societal standards.
You work in the trades? You've got experience doing this? Have you ever felt uneasy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got to get you in here right away.
You're not from the U.S.?
Get you the fuck in here right now.
Though the law at the time stated that only patients who were a danger to themselves or others should be committed, that did not stop courts and families from placing people under state care who suffered from common problems like depression, PMS, or alcoholism.
PMS?
Yep. Rebellious teens, depressed young adults, and women going through menopause were often sent to Northern State to be straightened out. Can you imagine if you were, like, gay or like anyone who is on the outskirts. Yeah, you're about to get your period. You're being sent to fucking mental hospital.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I wouldn't have stood a chance, man.
I know.
They'd be like, get your ass in here twice.
I know.
Leave and come back.
I would, yeah. Almost everyone I know and love would have been sent.
Well, anyone with a uterus is getting sent away.
Yep. Unless you were like a very obedient woman who gave... bared many children, I'm
just
assuming.
A professional disassociator.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's fine.
Yeah. Northern State was built on 700 acres of farmland with its own dairy plant, water reservoir, lumber mill, quarry, sewer system, steam plant, greenhouse, canning facility, gymnasium, and bakery. The institution was built in a colony plan, which meant that the buildings were smaller and separate and set in a semicircle so that each ward had sunlight and views of the mountains. Life there was relatively pleasant at the time when compared to other hospitals. Patients could help raise livestock, work at the lumber mills or bakery. They were also provided with recreational activities such as gym time and board games.
Gym time and board games. Okay. Well, better than nothing.
Just wait. However, this hospital also quickly became overcrowded and became the most inhabited hospital in the state. It held over 2,100 patients by the 1940s, with residents being cared for by understaffed attendants with little training. Doctors at this hospital were known to perform horrifying experiments on these patients, including lobotomies, insulin shock therapy, and electroshock therapy.
What is insulin shock
I looked that up. It's basically, over time, they increased the dose of insulin being injected into patients. So it was typically performed on patients who were diagnosed with schizophrenia. And
so they were like, let's give them more insulin?
They were trying to put them in a coma.
Oh my God.
So the thought at the time was that if they were put into a coma, it would...
Then they'd wake up and be like, I'm fine.
Yeah, they'd be cured. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's almost like a slow burn medically induced coma.
Yeah.
That they thought was going to cure schizophrenia.
It also, I don't remember exactly how it worked, but there was also something in there about epilepsy and seizures, because at the time, doctors there was like parts of the brain of people who had epilepsy and parts of the brain of people who had schizophrenia, and they like didn't overlap or something. So the thought was that if patients were having a seizure, the seizures could cure schizophrenia.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. I
Medical
did not
school in the early 1900s was a joke.
Yeah, I did not explain that well, but if you're interested, you should look it up.
I think you explained it probably about as logically as it actually was.
Yeah, it wasn't logical, but...
Yeah, because it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. Heavy sedation with powerful drugs was also a common form of treatment. Over 20,000 shock therapy treatments were administered during a 2-year period, with a large disparity in the number of women versus men. Like, more women received these treatments than men.
Why am I not surprised? Yeah. I also know that they didn't start using anesthesia for shock therapy until way later, so it was like incredibly, incredibly painful. I just listened to a podcast about it, actually. During
the late 1940s and early 1950s, transorbital lobotomies were performed at Northern State. Nurses of this era reported that it seemed to help some people while completely disabling others. So,
I can't imagine that anybody underwent a transorbital lobotomy and was like, thank you. Mm-hmm. I feel entirely better now.
I'd be really curious to see people that it cured and what that meant.
I am extremely grateful that I underwent this procedure.
I know. In the 1950s, societal attitudes began to change about people struggling with mental health. Though court-ordered commitments continued, new commitment laws also allowed voluntary admission to state hospitals. Psychiatrists were also trying to get away from the word insane and used mentally ill, which was considered therapeutic and held less of a stigma. Thousands of patients died in Northern State Hospital. Prior to the 1950s, bodies of the deceased patients were cremated unless the religion of the person required burial. The remains of hundreds of cremated patients were found stored in tin cans bearing their numbers.
Ooh.
Rumors say that the remains were packaged in the hospital's canning facility by other patients.
Stop.
Yep.
No.
I know.
Oh, that gave me chills.
I know.
Oh, that's so bad.
The asylum cemetery was a 1.5-acre plot of swampy soil that constantly flooded. Patients' graves were marked with concrete stones bearing patients' initials and a burial number. Due to the soggy soil, most of the stones sank into the ground. A former morgue attendant, Berlin, London, described the burials by saying that the box containing the corpse would have to be weighted down to keep it from floating until the grave was closed. There were no proper caskets, and instead, the patients were buried in wooden boxes made out of rough lumber.
Yikes.
In 1953, a new law stated that the state institutions had no authority to embalm, bury, cremate, or otherwise dispose of unclaimed bodies of deceased inmates, and instead the jurisdiction was vested in the coroner of the county where the inmates died. The last burial at Northern State occurred around 1953. In recent years, volunteers have begun preservation work at the cemetery by locating and mapping the headstones and documenting the names of the buried. State finances changed in the 1960s, and the state began looking for ways to lower the operating costs of larger institutions like Northern State Hospital. The length of patient stay was analyzed, and elderly patients were moved to nursing homes. In 1963, the patient population numbered around 1,100. By 1970, the population had dropped to 700 and was continuing to decline. The hospital officially closed in 1973, and patients were gradually transferred to other hospitals, nursing homes, or just turned out onto the street. No surprise there.
Still happens.
Yep. Today, Northern State Hospital is part of the Swiss Center, owned and operated by the Port of Skagit County. The former farm is owned by Skagit County Parks, and visitors are welcome at the farm during daylight hours.
Oh, man, maybe we should go there.
I know. However, people love visiting spooky vacant places, especially at night, and those who have visited the vacant buildings of the asylum have reported some strange phenomena such as cold spots, feelings of being watched, and disembodied voices. Some have seen strange shadows darting around the graveyard. And the most encountered spirit is a young girl with a red ball with a man chasing after her.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Oh, I just got chills from that.
I know.
What the fuck, Haley?
I know.
Did that make you feel weird?
It's gross. It's gross.
What
This
the
whole thing's gross.
fuck?
Yeah.
Why is he chasing her?
Big old bummer of an episode. I have no idea. I don't know. They've been seen running through the
Ooh.
halls of the old hospital, and some have seen the girl standing in the graveyard as well.
Oh my God. That was gross.
Yeah. Yep. The hospital was featured on the reality TV show Ghost Hunters in 2006.
Wait, was Zach Bagans?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that Ghost Adventures or is that Ghost Hunters?
I've never really watched those.
I have to look it up. I'm sorry. If it's Zach Bagans, we got to watch it.
Okay. But unsurprisingly, the team of investigators did record paranormal activity on the grounds. And if you want to watch that particular episode, it's season 3, episode 13.
Okay, it's not Zach Bagans. Zach Bagans is Ghost Adventures, I believe.
What's his deal? Is he hot?
No.
Oh.
He's horrible.
Oh, I don't want to watch that.
Like he thinks he's hot.
Fuck you, Zach.
Oh, there's actually a really cool movie that he made where he buys a possessed house in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And he makes a documentary about it, and then at the end of the documentary, he bulldozes the house because he's like, it was too dangerous. So we should watch that for sure.
Okay.
I've not seen Ghost Hunters, but I have
Yeah.
seen a lot of Ghost Adventures with Zach
Okay.
Bagans.
Okay. I haven't seen either of them.
You should definitely watch Ghost Adventures. It's very entertaining. No matter where they go, they end up finding ghosts.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
And getting possessed. Always one of them ends up getting possessed, and then they're all like really broy, and they're like, "No, bro, calm down." Like, it's
Ew.
stupid. He still spikes his hair. He lives in Las Vegas. He has like a haunted objects museum.
I just had the realization, like, I don't know. I feel like most of the ghosts people encounter are still like from like maybe the Victorian era. They're still pretty chill. But in like 20 years or something, all the ghosts that people are going to encounter are going to be like, yeah, bro, what's up,
They're going to be so stupid looking and so annoying.
I know.
Gross.
Sucks. Anyway, whether or not there are truly ghosts haunting the halls of the Northern State Hospital, I think that it is important to remember that it was home to thousands of real people, many of who were misdiagnosed, mistreated, and then forgotten. They were workers, they were parents, immigrants, and children. They were real people. They deserved care, dignity, and compassion. And I hope that they are finally at peace and free from the suffering that they endured while living there.
Oh, my heart.
I know. It's so, I mean, it's sad that anyone would go through that. And I mean, obviously not just at that hospital. That whole era of mental health treatment is so horrifying.
It was so fucked up.
And how many people do you know who would qualify for that treatment now? Like everybody I know would be sent straight there. Yeah.
It wasn't even mentally related. PMS.
Yeah.
Alcoholism. What? Oh my God, anxiety. Who do you know that doesn't have anxiety?
Everyone
what world
has
are you
anxiety.
living in? If you are alive, you have anxiety. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
If you don't have anxiety in this like day and age, you should go to a mental hospital.
One of my favorite podcasts, which I'm going to plug really fast, which if you don't listen to them, you should. They're great. Women in Crime. They're criminologists. I believe they live in either New Jersey or Pennsylvania, but they're professors, and they cover cases they're very analytical and very well informed and very articulate, and I don't know, they just seem like lovely ladies. But one of the last cases that they discussed was this woman named Sandra Heem, who was wrongfully convicted of murder, and she was being held at a psychiatric facility in the era when that shit was really fucked up, and the facility was doing horrible things to her and making her go through horrible procedures and giving her insane medications. And then while she was all fucked up, like her body was racked from these horrible procedures and she was like all fucked up on these medications, that's when she would have her police interrogations, and they would coerce her into confessing to shit that she had. Like, she would literally be like, I mean, I don't remember doing that, but if you're saying I did it, then I guess I did it. Like, and she served like 37 years in jail, maybe longer, until the Innocence Project got involved and was like, no. And it, like, insane. It's so fucked up.
So much.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of overlap. But that's definitely one of those situations where I'm like, old mental institutions, if any place is going to be haunted, it's going to be that.
Absolutely.
Because that's just like constant abuse.
Yeah. I don't know what it looks like, what the grounds look like now that it's occupied by another organization, but it was abandoned for a while. And if you look at photos of it when it was abandoned, it looks scary as fuck.
I don't know if it would be scary. I feel like it would just be so sad. I feel like I would just walk into a place like that and just like start crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the scary thing is the people that thought it was okay to do that.
Yeah.
Not the people who were sick. They're fine. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Poor things.
I'll say, I'm sure that I'm sure that they probably helped people. Maybe. Yes, I don't know why I'm trying to defend them. I don't know. I don't know if they did any good. I know they did a lot of bad.
That I can think of where it might be a helpful situation is maybe if, I don't know, if somebody was suffering from like bipolar or schizophrenia and their family was like abusive to them.
Yeah.
So they were like, here, you take them. Then it's like, well, at least maybe they would be away from their abusers, but who knows what kind of abuse they were suffering after that. So
the treatments and the way that they helped the patients at that time, there's no good there.
It's still fucked up now. I mean, it's still like people who do require medication like antipsychotics, like in one of our first episodes, Joshua Webb, we talked about him. He's schizophrenic, diagnosed now, and a lot of these cases, not ones that we cover necessarily, but ones that I read about or see or hear about, is people who have been diagnosed, they are prescribed medication, they're taking the medication, but the side effects are so horrific that they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And when you're taking the medication and you decide to go off of it, you're like, well, I feel fine mentally, and I know I'd feel better physically if I wasn't taking this anymore. So that's why it makes sense for them to be like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
And then they go off of it, and then the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
But it's like, the side effects for so many of these antipsychotics and antidepressants are so brutal. It's like, yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to take this. I get it. Like,
mental health is so tricky.
Ugh, it's so hard.
Yeah, I take Lexapro. I take a low dose Lexapro, and I've been taking it for like I don't know, probably less than 10 years, maybe around 10 years. And I've tried getting off of it multiple times, and the side effects from trying to wean myself off of it are so fucking intense that I can't handle it. So I always just end up taking it again because I can't handle how it feels to wean myself off of it.
I took Prozac for like 15 years. It was the same thing. It took me forever to get off of it.
It's insane.
Yeah. Your body does become so chemically dependent on it. And even weaning yourself off of it in small doses is like really, really hard.
And doctors don't know anything fucking about it. Like, my doctor gave me some really awful advice that like I had to look up when I got home, and like just reading about it, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, that is not going to work. Like, the primary care doctors who prescribe it don't know anything about it.
No, they don't. That's another thing too. My mother is a psychologist, and she always says that you should go to a psychiatrist for prescription drugs. Don't go to your GP. No. But even a psychiatrist, a lot of the time, they're just trying to get money from insurance. Oh, I'm sure. So I don't know. Maybe the best route is to find a talk therapist that you can go to that knows something about pharmaceuticals, that can be like, I've been listening to you for X amount of months, and based off of what you're saying, I can encourage you to go someone who could prescribe you this. Yeah.
Because they can't prescribe. So they have no like monetary.
Yeah. They don't have an incentive. Yeah. They have nothing to gain from being like, I think you should take this. But but who can afford a therapist?
Oh my God.
Not me.
What a fun world we live in.
I know. It's so depressing. Lord. Well, should we do some trivia?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Pick the top.
Wait, do you have any like, I feel like this was a huge bummer of an episode. Do we have like any good things to say?
I don't know.
What's good in the world? What is good in the world? I don't know. I feel okay most of the time.
I feel fine. Yeah. I'm content with my life.
But
yeah,
the world is on fire.
The world sucks really bad. Venezuela just got bombed. Everything fucking sucks so bad. It's fine though, because this is a podcast that is about escapism, and we're not trying to get too real. So, that being said, I'm about to answer some trivia for you guys. Here it is.
Which national park has a 50-mile stretch known as Legal Murder Zone? A. Yosemite. B. Great Smoky Mountains, C, Yellowstone, or D, Rocky Mountain?
Yellowstone.
Yes, you're correct. But why? I want to know more about this.
I don't know. That was genuinely a guess. That was
great.
all instinct. I have no idea why that was correct.
I really like this podcast called National Parks After Dark.
Oh, let's listen to it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I like true crime and paranormal about just the outdoors. I think it's really fun. But yeah, I think our last episode, we talked about maybe doing different regions, and we're still thinking about that. We'll let y'all know. Continue to let us know what you think.
It did make me really horny to want to do that, though, because listening to you talk about that made me want you to talk about this now defunct mental institution in Cleveland that had so much crazy lore that I want you to read about, including one specific ghost named Marge.
Marge! Oh, I love that. I think it'd be really fun to learn about other parts of the country.
If you have a problem with it, you're going to have to send us a fucking email.
Yeah. If we don't get an email,
if we get no emails, then we're just going to assume we have free reign to do whatever we want.
We do anyway.
Which we do anyway.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, so fuck you. But
fuck you, but also we love you.
But we love you. Thank you for listening.
This is the kind of relationship that we have.
Yeah. There's good and bad. And now we're going to sign off for the night because I have to pee.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. Good night.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.